This right here is not the WinUtil PowerShell script that people have been running for 5 or 6 years. This is a crazy idea I had 3 years ago and that I thought was impossible. But here we are. It's been released. If you have ever bought the Windows utility, well, you can go download this because it's out there and you get lifetime updates. So you can just go to cttstore.com and download what you're about to see in this video. But let me break down what this is, because this is a .NET application written in C#, and it has some really unique features, something that I don't think I've ever seen anyone else ever attempt to do. And what I wanted was, I didn't want to maintain 2 separate code bases. And I wanted to keep developing the open source Windows utility PowerShell script, but also I wanted to give back to the community that has shown me so much love over the past 6 years of the development of it. So how do I do that? Well, when you look at the code of WinUtil, there's JSON files that drive the applications menu, the installs, the AppX debloat, the features, the tweaks, everything's in these JSON files, which is essentially just plain text. So then I was thinking, okay, I could download that, but there's also all these PowerShell invoke scripts and registry changes. How do I convert that into .NET? Because I don't want to just run PowerShell commands through .NET. That kind of defeats the purpose. Just run the PowerShell script. So what I did was I made an actual conversion layer so it reads like set item property from PowerShell will get converted into a .NET implementation to where it changes the registry using just .NET native. It's pretty darn cool. So I'm really pumped about this because it'll just download all these versions. One extra feature that I might add in the future is maybe a drop down so you can check different versions and be like, Titus, I liked it a year ago when applications looked like X, Y, and Z. Well, no problem. You can just switch to that. If you're interested in that, let me know. I could do anything with the versioning. And I was like, oh, that's so cool. Also, in-app updates. I always get asked, hey, is this up to date? And I now have a specific version server that it will constantly check. So if you have an offline executable, you could just go here, do it. So if you've ever bought it, you still will have to re-download this new version, but that'll be the only time you need to. Then from then on forth, you can just go to this page, hit update now, and it'll just update in the app. The other thing is like real-time reading. So it can read the system a bit better. So I can tell you, hey, it's on security on the updates, or okay, default settings are applied. So when you close out and reopen, let's say you do a Windows update, this might actually switch back to default if it overwrote any of the settings that I've set in the utility, and it'll tell you that that's where it's at right now. So I just wanted to showcase that. And then another cool feature I couldn't do in the PowerShell is localization. A lot of people have been asking about this because I have a good audience in like Turkey and like Espanol is a huge one, or Spanish is a huge one, and Arabic and other countries. If your language is missing, let me know and I'll add it, because that kind of brings us to today's sponsor, which you've probably never heard of, and it's called General Translation. This sponsor, I can add essentially any language to my application, and I just put little wrappers around my English implementation, and then I feed it into their API, and boom, it'll spit out the translation right here. And if the context is a bit wrong or a little bit changed, like advanced tweaks, maybe it means something else in Japanese compared to what advanced tweaks means in English, it'll show this, and then I can actually go in here and change it to what it should be. So if, let's say a Japanese viewer views it and goes, yeah, that doesn't quite mean what you think it means. I see what they're going for, but I would change it to this. Then I can just go in, switch it out into that terminology so it makes sense. And then on my next update, it would just get filtered in. And then you just click the update button and you'd see it. The other cool thing that General Translation does is it has specific functions. So let's say I switch to Arabic, which reads right to left instead of left to right. Hebrew is the same way. So let's go ahead, relaunch. And you also notice it actually gets installed on the system now. So there's an uninstall. And then everything will read right to left. And I'm still working on this. It's just so stinking cool that it does the translation for me in real time. So it's very easy to switch back and forth, get everything exactly how I want it, and support more people worldwide, because it's something I've always wanted to do. So thank you, General Translation, for sponsoring the video, but more so, just thanks for making an awesome product that I can use, because this was great. So if any of you out there have a locale thing, look up General Translation. It's worth its weight in gold. Link is in the description if you're interested in checking them out. Now, as far as the rest of the application, there's a couple nuances that I wanted to show that I'm still kind of working out, and I'll look forward to everybody's comments on this. So you still have like application filtering, but it just looks a little bit different from the WinUtil. Also, instead of the top tabs, I went with a more modern UI layout. Back in the I wasted 1.5 billion tokens video, I saw this cool little pop-out. And I was like, that's kind of neat. I'm going to steal that. So this ended up being about 100 lines of code instead of 700,000. Because, I actually did this by hand as for 3 years. It's been in development, and I just wanted to polish this stuff up. The tweaks, this is another difference here, was I don't have the my standard tweaks are like recommended and minimal. Right now I just have the set essential, which I'll probably change here in the future. We'll have the standard and minimal, just because like BitLocker probably shouldn't be disabled, and also like disk cleanup sometimes takes a long time to run. But the rest of these I would just go ahead and run. So I would apply these, and then I wanted a little bit better setup for this. So before anything's run, it does a restore point, so you can always get back to before tweaks were run. Once that restore point's done, it does the service management, and then it runs through a full-blown temporary file clean. Now, if you haven't run this before, it will take a lot longer than what I'm showcasing here to run, but it does a very good job. As you saw, we just did all the essential tweaks in that one. And then system configuration, again, all this is done right here. If you needed to do that restore, let's say something went awry with the tweaks, you could always restore it to what we just did right here for the recommended restore. So you could go there or choose a different one, and you could see the different restore points that were created by WinUtil or this Windows utility. Updates we already done, and this checks every time you click the updates tab, it will check for an update. And if there is one available, you can just do it here and it will update in app. It'll then close the app, give you a progress bar, and then go ahead and relaunch it, which is pretty darn cool. Then we also have Windows 11 Creator, which I got to show you how stinking fast this is. Let's just delete this modified one right here, and we're going to grab 25H2. We're going to mount and verify. See how fast that is? We're not using DISM or PowerShell anymore. Oh no, we're doing it all native. Everything's directly with Microsoft. So now it's going to copy the entire ISO contents, modify that ISO, and it's done. No, that is not magic trickery on my video editing part. It is literally that fast. And then we save it out, and you can see the save come across. You'll see this progress bar as it saves to file. So it's indexed and it's writing the ISO out. God bless. This is something I'm really proud of, because we're no longer relying on like OSC DIMG from the Windows ADK. We're no longer relying on DISM. This is all custom.NET. And it is so stinking fast. I just love it. And I'm just over the moon with this, because I literally didn't think we'd ever get here. 3 years ago when I started this project, it was called Win One Shot. It was my secret project I did a video on if you wanted to see it. And it was meant to be just a quick run of tweaks. And that was it. But what it ended up being was a full .NET translation of WinUtil in real time. And I added localization and all these other really cool things to make it a good product that I feel great about having people that contributed to me in the past, go to. And if you're also wondering, I also had problems with like virus scans. I made a bunch of videos about how I hate viruses and the virus scans of Windows, because I had to submit everything to them, and then it'd take a while for them to, whitelist it, and then it'd be fine. No more. Because of how it's implemented, all using .NET, all compiled, every single vendor out there has already green check mark. I didn't have to submit anything, no virus scan, and I already pay the $500 a year for the SecGo EV hardware certification, so everything is signed and you won't have any problems. It'll just download. And then if you ever want to install it, you could just pull up Program Uninstaller through your settings. If you go add and remove programs, there I am, CTT, boom. You can just click uninstall and it will uninstall the utility. Or if you're like, oh, I need to run that again, let's say I close out of it, you can just pull it up, type CTT, boom, and launch in. So smooth. Oh, and I'm just so proud. But let me know. I'm sure I missed something. Like, this is the first like public release of this. It has been only me that has touched this code, and it's something that's been a passion project of mine that I never thought I would ever see the finish line. But here we are. So let me know your feedback. And with that, thank you guys for everybody that has supported me over the years. Again, just go to cttstore.com and log in and re-download this if you want. And if you do want to purchase it, you can purchase it there as well. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next one.